Do I have questions for Bryan?
Obviously, you didn't get the win, but are you pleased with how the team played overall?
Yeah, overall we played well. On defense, collectively, we gave up too many self-inflicted errors. A lot of deep balls, double moves that we bit on. High lows were taking the short route, so definitely things to improve on. And as you've seen last week, when you're playing a well-seasoned team, you can't lack the fundamentals. You have to be sharp on that end, and then at that point, it's competing after that. Once you get that done, your team can go far. As you saw, we three and outed them a lot. That's when we started to click. But unfortunately, we have to come out firing on all cylinders right from the gate. You can't. You have no opportunity to, or we'll go and say we'll start in the second quarter. You can't do that against a good opponent. So, yeah, back to your question. We played well. We got a lot to build on, and we have to just take these experiences from good teams and keep rolling because we probably won't face another opponent like that on our schedule. So we just have to keep the momentum going and play to our best potential.
You guys did play better in the second half, and like you said, from the second quarter on. Was it just adjusting to the speed of what they possessed, or?
Not necessarily. We knew what we had to do. Just little errors, basically. Little errors, stuff that we work on week in and week out. So just lacking the fundamentals will get you exposed like that, but it was nothing crazy. The tempo was fine. We practiced that. So it's just a matter of us lining up and playing football.
The emotional swing of looking like you just scored a defensive touchdown to go up by 7 to, them scoring about a minute later. Can you just talk about that kind of series and how that changed the game?
Takeaways are always good. As you saw, it gave us a lot of energy on the sideline. But if it doesn't go your way, you just have to buckle up and play the next play, and that's the biggest thing. As I said, it creates a lot of energy. Just play the next play, and we could do it again.
Overall, are you proud of the way that the team competed?
Yeah, we competed. Again, there's no moral victory, so I wouldn't say, yeah, I'm proud of our guys. We competed, but that game was very much so winnable, and I feel like on some play, a numerous amount of plays, we just didn't execute. Not taking anything away from A&M, but we had them shook for the most part, and we could have competed way more and executed a lot better to hopefully or potentially win the game.
What was the experience like for you getting a chance to play at Kyle Field and in front of that many people?
That was good. When you're on defense, they don't really shout for their offense. So, I mean, fans don't really play a big factor in what I have to do on the field and what we have to do collectively. So, it's just another game. We're playing 11 in front of us, so we're not playing the fans.
What do you take from the last two games as you move forward to the rest of the schedule, and obviously you have to be playing as many ranked teams?
You got to take just but like I've been saying, the fundamentals of football: tackling, covering, doing your job, and that's something that we've been lacking. And a few weeks back, we had UC Davis, and I stated that when you play an FCS opponent, some of those exposures won't really matter, but if you don't tighten up on them, teams like this, like Arizona, they'll expose you, and it's something that we have to get fixed. This is the second week now that we have some self-inflicted wounds, and it's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all, and we have a lot of potential. We have great athletes that can play with top-tier athletes here in the SEC. We just have to look at ourselves and tighten up the nuts and bolts and what we have to do fundamentally, both offense, defense, and special teams.
Do you feel like you guys are still searching in the secondary to find the right guys for the back end of the defense?
Yeah, we need guys to step up and own the position because too many times a guy messes up and it's next guy up. But we need guys that can bounce back from a bad play, a big play, and just own the position. It shouldn't have to be guys getting subbed out every time they make a bad play, and we'll find those guys, but again, it's back to the fundamentals, man. We just got to play better football.
Not a victory, but you guys played much better than last week. You did a lot of good things. I guess, how do you assess the game, and do you feel good about how you guys played today?
We always got to watch the film. I think we left
many opportunities out there. I fumbled that, dropped that one snap in the red zone. That was really bad. And then when we got the pooch kick, we recovered the pooch kick. We needed a score there, and we didn't come away with one, so that was really big. I mean, obviously we played better than last week. We scored more points. Probably have more yards. It kind of just comes with the territory, but still not good enough. Not even close to where we want to be. So we got to get back to the film and get back on the practice field and keep doing stuff to get better.
After the pooch kick, I mean, you're within 2 touchdowns, under 25, about 10 minutes to go. I guess how were you feeling at that point? I mean, it's a real game.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go play. I mean, I felt like came out a little slow in the second half, but then we picked it up. Like last week, we didn't. After we came out slow, we didn't pick it up. We kind of just But I mean, we felt good. We're excited. And we just didn't make the plays we needed to. I missed. Threw it over Wyatt's head. Should have put it down a little bit more, give him a chance to go up and make a play. So that was really bad.
How would you describe their front four defensively and how they played?
I mean, they're really good. There's a reason they're ranked. There's a reason their 2 DNs and all their D linemen get talked about a lot. There's a reason they're in the SEC. And felt like we handled it as well as we could. I mean, they're going to make plays. That's what they're there to do, and that's just kind of how it goes.
Coach gave them a lot of credit for the pick to start the second half. Can you tell me a little bit about that play?
Coach, sorry, what?
I said Coach gave them a lot of credit for that interception.
I mean, it was a good play. I probably could have put it in front of Jericho a little bit more. I was surprised. I thought they were kind of like simultaneous possession, and then he came away with it. I was a little surprised, but I mean, I just got to put it in front of him more and not let him be able to make that play.
Talk about Hassan and the game that he had. I mean, it seemed like, obviously the 5 catches and the touchdown, and also had about 4 PIs that he created. Did you feel like you had an advantage there?
I mean, we feel like he's always an advantage. He's a big guy. He goes up and catches the ball. We feel like he's always a good playmaker for us, and he made a great catch on that PI. That was a touchdown. And, I mean, every week we try to get all our receivers going, and we feel like he can do a lot of things. Their corners weren't small, but they weren't, like, terribly big. So, I mean, he's 6'5". There's not going to be many corners that are that tall. So we felt like we had a little bit of an advantage there.
Was the read option game for you a little more difficult, trying to guess, whether to keep or to give, or did they disguise what they were doing defensively?
I think in the beginning, it's always kind of hard at the beginning of the game with any team because you just don't really know how they're going to play it all the time, like what they want to do. Some teams are like, we're going to let the running back try to beat us this week, or we're going to let the quarterback try to beat us this week. And I feel like they had a good plan of switching it up on me a little bit. I felt like there were some times where I was doing pretty well, and there's other times obviously I had bad reads and negative plays, which we can't have. And I think I need to get better at kind of maybe during the week studying more how I think they might play, even though it's always kind of unknown, but still try to get a little bit better beat on it, like past teams that ran the read option on them.
Is this a game you guys take confidence from as you head to Buffalo?
I mean, it's hard to take confidence off of a loss. Can't really do that. I mean, there's probably some things we did well on the film, but obviously it wasn't good enough, and there's no other choice but to get better.
What was it like to play in front of 100,000 people and, one of the premier environments in college football?
It was definitely cool, but once the game started, I wanted to play football. It's definitely cool atmosphere, all the stuff before, and them being pretty loud. 100,000 people is a lot of people. Florida State, I played in Florida State, and I think it was like 85. So I mean, it's obviously a lot. It's a lot more people, but I would say it was kind of familiar to me. I would say, just like noise level and doing a silent count and that kind of stuff. But we had to play football, and it was a good stage for us to try to showcase what we were about. And we did some good things, but definitely not good enough, as you can see.
Coach had talked about leading into this game that they did a really good job in their first 2 games of getting the snap count and getting off the ball quickly. Do you feel like they had your snap count at any point, or do you feel like? I feel like
a couple times they get off the ball pretty well, whether they know the snap count or not. But I felt like a couple times they got us. They're obviously really good at it, so they're going to get us a couple times. So I felt like we switched it up a good amount, and we kind of kept them off balance. Because I thought our O-line protecting did pretty well. I mean, I got the ball out. Second half especially, I was getting the ball out pretty good. Couple of sacks were on me, holding on to the ball. That was bad. So I felt like our O-line did well switching up the snap count because they would talk to me like, okay, I think we can get him here type thing. And telling the coaches like, oh, I feel like we should do on 2 on this or that type of thing.
72.
And just your general thoughts on the game and what you guys can take out of it.
Got to get better. I thought we competed very well. I thought we competed all 60 minutes, but just wasn't enough today. There were some plays where we didn't do our job. Defense made great plays, but, I mean, we made great plays. That's just football right there. I mean, they're going to make good plays. We're going to make good plays.
What do you think about the run game today?
I thought that when we got it going, it was going. It was good. I felt like we had similar issues as last week, where it took just a little too long to get going. And we can't have that. It has to be from the get-go.
Bryan Lane said the same thing. Is it just adjusting to the speed of who you're playing, or why would you account for the taking time to get to the rhythm?
I don't know, to be completely honest. Maybe we're hitting a mental check, mental break, and we got to get over it. We got to learn how to start off fast and start running fast.
Obviously, they have a great defensive line, one of the best in the country. What was it like to go against them, and how do you think you guys did against them?
The experience was great. I'm really glad that I got to go up against this D-line. I've been up against 2 to 3 other great defensive lines, and, you know, all the hype that is talked about the Texas A&M D-line, it's real. They're good. They're good football players. I thought we did all right. We can always do better. We can always protect Tyler a little better. It doesn't matter who it is, whether it's the #1 defensive lineman in the nation or the 125th defensive lineman. We have to do better. We have to block for Tyler.
Y'all, I don't think false started at all today. I know Kyle Field, anybody can false start there. What did you all do, I guess, in practice and then today to deal with the noise of 100,000?
We turned the speakers on at Wolfpack Park as loud as they could go, and it was completely quiet. It was me tapping Goldtree's hip, making sure that we're all on the same page, and going from the snap right there.
What's going on?
Are you happy with how you guys played?
No. We lost.
Is it as simple as that? I mean, you guys didn't improve from last week. Coach Boynton said you guys should take confidence in this game. Can you just not see that viewpoint right now?
I mean, I can look at it that point of view, but just the competitor in me forces me to say I'm not happy about it. No moral victories.
When you guys have the ball after the pooch kick, down 2 touchdowns, about 10 minutes to go on the 25, I guess, what are you feeling? And you guys have a legitimate shot at that point.
Opportunity. At that point, I was feeling nothing but opportunity. If I remember, JB was out there that drive. I get in his ear. I say, right now this is where time we got to make it. We got to change the game. It was opportunity, and we didn't take advantage of it. But it's something to learn from. When we got the opportunity to change the game, we should find a way to get down to it and just make it happen.
Talk about your O-line. They gave you so many big holes. You're able to get a lot of chunks of yardage in this tough environment. Just some thoughts on how your O-line did that?
I think they did fantastic. I mean, I can't say Myles Garrett. That's Myles Garrett. He is the best defensive end I've ever seen in my life. Outstanding. So I feel like for the most part, they went out there and competed. As far as the run lanes and stuff like that, I feel like they did a great job. We just got to push next week to, me and JB breaking those arm tackles and, us getting to the second level and kind of sticking on people. We need the union to be able to get, just stay on blocks half a second longer, and me and JB break those simple tackles that we can break, and I think we'll improve, a lot more from this week to next week.
What did you think of James, just his ability to break the tackles and keep running on? I mean, he had a lot of big runs where he was able to stay on his feet.
He's a monster. That's all I can say. He's been thirsty, to make things happen. He's felt like it's been, kind of a slow start to the season for him. But I told him just keep chiming, just keep going, keep chopping, and stuff will start to, open up. The game will start to slow back down again, and he'll get comfortable again. And I think he did a great job of that today.
I mean, you guys always kind of feed off each other, but did you feel like today you guys really were feeding off each other?
Yeah, I really felt that. I felt that. We communicate so much, after every drive, during the drive, just as much as we can, and that's just the advantage I think that we both have. Stuff that I'm not paying attention to while I'm on the field, he's looking at, and then I can come off the field and he can coach me up, and just vice versa. When he's on the field, I can see stuff that he can't really see. I coach him up, and then that's what actually makes us improve, throughout the game.
You said earlier this week that you really feed off the crowd and you feed off the energy on the road. I mean, what was the feeling like of being out there, and how much did you feed off that energy?
This is the best experience of my life. It was a beautiful environment to be in, and I just thank God that I was able to be here, man, because that I don't have to be here. So I was just grateful to be here. It was a beautiful sight, 101,000 or whatever it was, 102. It was, I felt it.
What do you think the biggest memory you might take away from this then? I mean, obviously it's not going to be great because you lost, but I mean, what is the takeaway, I guess?
The fight that my team had. I am proud of that. I mean, I'll never be happy about a loss, but I'm proud of the way my team fought today.
Kind of looked like you're enjoying that Texas brisket back there.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Everything else for Dom? You mentioned Garrett. What made him so good and so difficult to contend?
That man is, he got off the ball extremely fast. I mean, and we were changing the snap count at times. So, I mean, I think just his physical stature, just being able to, his long arms and stuff like that, and just, being just a big body, and to combine that with, the physical ability of just being fast, and he's turning the corner, dropping shoulders, and, getting under guys, and I feel like that's what separates him from a lot of other people, and, he came out and played today.
You guys started 0 of 10 on third downs. What was the difficulty? Was it the first and second down? Or?
We started, you said 0 of 10?
Yeah, on third downs.
I didn't know that. Wow. I'm not sure. I mean, we won't be able to see until we get into the film room, to be honest with you, but that's for sure not good. We'll talk about that. That's for sure not good. So we just gotta watch the film and be able to see where we messed up at and fix that immediately.
Does that go back to kind of Coach Polian's point of we need to sustain both for the extra second, that kind of thing?
Yeah, just little stuff like that, and we got to meet the U halfway. Just simple as that. We got to be able to, sometimes, that's just a game of football. You're not gonna get every block that you need. Sometimes just, people, there's scholarship players on the other side of the ball too. So we got to be able to break that arm tackle and go.